Hello and welcome to this brand new YouTube channel, Half Baked, and to the first of hopefully many series on this channel, which is called What They Done Did Make on That TV Show or Movie. I know, great title, great production already. Now, what is that series, I hear you will say? Well, basically, in a nutshell, it means I will attempt to cook/bake a food that has been featured or is famous for being on a movie or TV show. And today we're going down the bayou and we're making beignets from Princess and the Frog. So let's show you how it's done.
For this recipe you're going to need 1.5 cups of warm water, 2/3 of a cup of granulated sugar, 2¼ teaspoons of active dry yeast, 2 large eggs, 1 cup of evaporated milk, 2½ teaspoons of pure vanilla extract, 7 cups of bread flour, 1½ teaspoons of salt, 5 tablespoons of unsalted butter at room temperature, 4 cups of peanut oil, but as I have an allergy I'm going to be using sunflower oil, and 2 cups of confectioner's sugar. In a medium-sized bowl, add the warm water, sugar and yeast and mix well to combine. Sit aside for about 10 minutes or until the mixture has bubbled up and becomes foamy. For this next step, ideally you'd have a stand mixer fitted with a paddle, but unfortunately I don't have one of those, so I made do with what I had. So, in a bowl, beat the eggs until smooth. Then add the vanilla and evaporated milk and beat in. Beat in about half the flour, which would be about 3½ cups of the flour until it gets smooth. Once that is done, slowly pour in your yeast mixture and beat until smooth. As you can see, this is where I started to struggle and I had to use my hands for a while to get this smooth. Now remember, I never claimed to be an expert. There's a reason my channel's called Half Baked. Once that is done, add the butter and beat until incorporated. Finally, add the remaining 3½ cups of flour and salt. Beat until the dough is smooth and cohesive for about 2 minutes. After you've done that step, you'll want to cover it with a tea towel or with some plastic wrap and put it in the fridge for 2 hours. Now it can be left in the fridge for up to 24 hours, so this is something you can prepare the day before.
Now, whilst we're waiting for the dough to cool out in the fridge for a bit, I'm going to hand you over to this man I just hired. His name is Chadwick Hensworth IV. He's the 5th in line for the throne. So, over to you, Chad. Alright, broheems, I'm Chad, and whilst we're waiting for this dough to rest in the fridge, I'm going to tell you some Chad facts. Learn more about the Louisiana and the beignets. French explorer named Louisiana in honor of the French king in 1683. Mind blown. Louisiana is famous for its Creole culture, its food, its jazz, music, and its Mardi Gras festivals. Oh yeah. Did you know that Louisiana has one of the largest alligator populations in the world? It has over 2 million gators. Now, some more about the beignet. The beignet was brought to Louisiana by French colonists in the 18th century. Now, the beignet is the staple dish in a famous cafe called the Cafe du Monde. But did you know that in 1928, a tourist came in to try his chances, and he was like, "Hey, I want your recipe, Broheen." And the man was like, "No, I ain't giving it." He offered $250, which in today's money is about $3,700. And the final fact that you need to know about the beignet is, did you know that it was made the official state donut in 1986? Well, that's amazing. Now, back to the cooking.
Next, you'll want to prep for frying your beignets, so you'll want to flour up a surface or chopping board to roll out your dough. Then you want to go and roll out your dough until it's about 1/4 of an inch thick, and then cut it into small squares. Next, you're going to want to grab your pan and fill it up with oil, about 4 inches to be exact, and you want to get it up to about 360 degrees Fahrenheit. Now you're ready to fry your beignets. So in batches, you'll want to fry your dough until they puff up and are brown in colour. This will take about 1 minute. Once your beignets are all fried up, you want to put them on a tea towel or some kitchen roll to drip off the remaining oil, and then you just want to dust them up with powdered sugar. Now remember, this recipe is going to make you a lot of beignets, so make sure you've got plenty of people to help you eat them.
Hey guys, that's it for this week. Thank you for tuning in again, and thank you for sticking all the way through. This was this week's segment of what they did make on that film or TV show. I appreciate it a lot. Beignet.